All right, homosexuals, what's going on? What a wonderful day to make clean and jerk feel powerful. Powerful, let me tell you that. As you guys know, with my knee issues and my form issues and constantly switching a bunch of stuff up, going a little bit back and forth, it's not been perfect when it comes to how good I feel on the clean and jerk. You know, it's such a struggle to have to reinforce your knee, and then your core starts losing its oomph. You know, you have some imbalances, everything kind of stacks on top of each other until you either give up or you just push through it. And, you know, we're always going to push through it every single time. The clean and jerks felt wonderful. I mentioned it before, and I was right, where the wider grip I was trying out for a little while, I had the misconception that it was better, because it was forcing me to lock in the parts of my clean and jerk technique that I typically was lacking in. And so I was doing higher intensity clean and jerks for the most part that actually allowed me to reinforce the weaknesses I had in the original form. And that definitely transferred over today. I will tell you what, it is very, very nice to see some immediate positive progress when you've been going back and forth for so many months. But everything felt really in line. Like the form up to 275 was ecstatic. It's great. Getting my shoulders just slightly back compared to leaning a little bit forward from what I was doing before my knees started feeling bad has been helping a lot. Catch it in a better upright position without letting my delts falter when I get that heavy weight. The only unfortunate thing, which is expected, is the very last top set, my 285 triple. While it's not the highest I've done, I did 295 on the last cycle. It wasn't that great. It was actually probably the least impressive set, even though it was technically the most impressive. The technique just wasn't able to uphold exactly what I wanted it to. It's been so long since I've actually hit something really heavy like that. It's been at least a month, if not more. And it's really difficult to get that mind-muscle connection back right away without struggling through a pretty tough day when you first get back into it. And I'll tell you what, my core was not wanting to hold. Not great bounces out of the hole after the catching the clean. And the split jerks, again, were not exactly perfect. I wasn't pushing my head all the way through like I would like to. But the biggest takeaway I have to give myself is, first of all, if you made the lifts, you made a positive, productive day. I don't care if it wasn't as perfect as you typically are. That's going to happen. You know, you're never going to be at top form or top physicality. You know, you have to push through these somewhat shittier days in order to make yourself better the next time you peak. You know, that's just how the game goes. It's constantly fighting yourself back and forth until you finally have everything aligned just perfectly the way you want it to that one special day. And then you redo all of it over again, you know? And I definitely didn't want to jump into anything too heavy. Like the big takeaway on top of me making all my lifts, because I don't care if it wasn't perfect. I had all good lockouts and I caught everything. I didn't have a single fail. But the biggest thing that I was actually really appreciative of is, first of all, you know, you're going to compare yourself every single time to the old you when you feel like you haven't performed as good as you wanted to. I've been learning a lot about my technique, and I've never actually been this technically good before. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to still try to compare myself when it feels a little off, you know, whether it's my fatigue or my technique or what. And so, of course, I looked up a video of me doing the 295 triple from about a month or so ago. And truthfully, it's not as great as that one was, sure. But for not doing anything heavy on clean and jerk and being gone for that whole week and having the knee issue and barely getting to work on it at all, for this being my first actual time back into it on the normal program, first of all, the weights were not difficult in the sense of I knew every single rep I had it. And that is something different. That is something that you got to fight for your life for, you know? And that is truly difficult to get behind. But it was there. I didn't have a single doubt, even though it was really heavy and it was really tough for the fatigue that I've built up to this point because I haven't been doing it consistently. It was there. You know, every single rep, I didn't feel fully burnt out. And that was the entire point of not overdoing it today. Because overdoing it on my clean and jerks, having technical faults come up from that, and then doing heavy clean and jerks, front squats afterward, was what was killing my technique overall. Was it perfect? No. Was it my best? No. But that doesn't mean it wasn't still good. You know, that there wasn't still credit to be given and pat myself on the back for, damn it. It was pretty good. I gotta give it to myself. It's gonna come back even quicker the heavier the weight goes. I know that seems false to think that the heavier it gets, the better I'll get. But because I crushed today so well, even though it wasn't exactly lined up the way I wanted it to, the conditioning is now back. Because I hit it, I have that mind-muscle connection, that confidence. I know exactly what to work on next time. And when you get to heavier weights, if you're training properly and giving it the chance that it needs to recondition itself and get to the point where you can actually whip it at full power without thinking about it, you're going to have the best technique at your heaviest weights, because your body has no other choice other than to whip it and catch it exactly where your highest technique is. You know, it's harder to catch the lightest weight than the heaviest, because you're going to try to power through it with muscle groups and not so much technique. On the heavier stuff, you have to fully lock in all your physical strength on top of the technique, even in order to even give yourself a chance to get underneath it. So even though all these negatives seem to stack up over time and really just kick you in the dirt for however long it may seem, it truly is not that long. It truly is not that long. I'm telling you. And because I didn't go insanely hard on the clean and jerks compared to what I've been doing in the past cycles, I got the chance to really flourish in my front squat, because I can't remember the last time I truly confidently hit a front squat. And I crushed it today. Again, not perfect. I'm not conditioned at all for it. I haven't front squatted in weeks because of the weird programming I was doing before leaving town for a week, and then all the issues I had upcoming before that. I haven't front squatted in a minute. And for it to have been that good today, 295 for 3 sets of 6, is something I have not done in months and months, in a while. And I'm ecstatic for that to be the way it was. And on top of that, it's New Year's Eve today. And my gym did not advertise whatsoever that they were going to close at 5 p.m. That's some horse shit. Like, at least make it like 9, like they do on Sundays. Like, on Sundays, they're always closed at 9. That's not, like, come on now. Like, these workers were here later in the night on Thanksgiving, and yet they can't work late on fucking New Year's because everybody wants to get drunk. That is some horse shit. At least let me get through the gym, man. People gotta work. But either way, that's not a reason to give myself a negative outlook on my training, or make myself lose confidence in what I'm doing in the moment, you know, because I'm told at 450, I haven't even started my front squat working sets at 295, and I'm told at 450, because I hit up my homie, I'm like, where the hell's my Pookie Bear at? And he said, dude, the gym closed in 10 minutes. And I'm like, what? Oh, man. Makes you live it in the moment. You got to embrace those negative emotions and that second of irrationality, and then lock it the fuck in. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that sucks. I would have liked to have had 25 minutes to, maybe like 20 minutes to get my working sets done. But shit, is 5 minutes really too little of time to get it done? No. And I know that for a fact. The only reason I don't want to do it is because it's going to be hard. And well, guess fucking what? That's tough. That's tough, man. Of course I'm going to do it. I had already warmed up to that point. I think I'm not going to do it. I was booming through it. Did my first set 450, done. Second set at 455, done. Feeling great. Not even having to think about it, really pushing through. And what I really want to work on in the upcoming front squat days, even though I only do them once out of every part of my program, is I really want to work on holding my core better in the ass to grass position, while also getting a harder bounce out of the hole like I do on back squats. I am a low dominant squatter, a low back dominant squatter, not a core dominant squatter. So when it comes to front squats, I get tossed around a little bit. I got longer legs than I'd like, and my delts aren't exactly the strongest because of an imbalance from a old bone growth on my left hand that makes it to where I can't really hold the bar fully balanced. And that's fine. I'm going to work through it. The form's still great. The technique's moving. And that just means I got so much more room to work on myself, you know? And so I get that second set done, and it's 4:59. Guy comes over, everybody's gone. And he's giving me the big X with his arms, gotta go. And I look and I'm like, look, man, I'm done right now. I'm walking up to the barbell. Kick me off. I'm doing the set right now because you got me fucked up if you think I'm not going to do this last set that I've already burned through in under 10 minutes. And he looked at me and he said, nah, all right. And I was like, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Destroyed that last set. Again, much harder than it probably needed to be because I rushed 3 sets at a heavyweight I haven't done in months in 10 minutes. But that just goes to show how great I've progressed myself. That's how great the program's going to add on to itself. As many negatives that it appeared to... get ahead of myself. Although it appears that so many negatives stacked on top of each other in the upcoming months before now, I tell people all the time, the times when you are struggling the most are truly not that long, and they will not last as long as you truly believe them to get to you, you know? You're going to get through it much faster than you can actually really know. But the only reason that you do is by just believing in the effort you put in and doing it. You know, you have to commit and remain consistent, disciplined, and passionate in those hardest moments in order to make the most efficient and quick time recovery. You know, it doesn't work the opposite way. You can't just pout and bitch and then give up and expect yourself to just get better magically over time. You can't. You stack the positives that are there in the moment, like I do in these self-talk videos, and you get there. That's all it is. So to have gotten that solid of a last set, even though, you know, my core and my bottom positioning was not perfect on that 6th rep of that last set, I still hit that good depth, and I still maintained a proper core hold. I didn't let my delts fully bend over. I didn't let my elbows get crushed and my delts get crushed under the weight. I held it consistently, and that is something I have not done in a minute. So I am proud of that. Damn it. And so I know what you're thinking. I don't know if you can see it or not yet, but yeah, I ended the video not at crunch because these fuckers closed. And again, if you're going to sit there and convince yourself that just because a little hiccup in the road fucked you up and made it to where it was a little inconvenient compared to what you're used to pushing through when it comes to your lifts and your workouts, does not mean you have the right to give up. Give yourself more credit than that, man. I looked at the manager. I said, point me to the closest gym. I got work in 1 hour, but point me to the closest gym where I can throw some weights. And he said, okay, 20-minute drive that way. And I said, but again, I just did 295 for 3x6 in under 10 minutes almost. So if I just got clean pulls left, if I just got to drive for 35, 40 minutes out of the hour, I can do a 20-minute clean pull session and be done. For sure. I just got to lock it in and actually remain passionate. And it's just caring about it. It's just giving a shit. That's all it is. If you truly give a shit and actually care about that thing that you want to quit on just because of the smallest inconvenience, go to the other, just do it. Just go to the next spot. It's not that big a deal. Sure, I was more rushed than I wanted to. I didn't get all the time my precious, perfect little schedule wanted. But that does not matter. It doesn't. What matters is I gave myself the ability to earn and deserve my time away from the gym and the credit and the effort and the progress I make in the gym. I can do whatever the fuck I want right now, and I will feel amazing because I did exactly what I wanted to at the best of my abilities with the situation that was given to me in the moment. And I met a cool Olympic lifter there. He power cleaned 335 like it was nothing, and it made me sad. But that's also what I'm chasing. So you gotta get more passionate and give a shit so that I can get to that point, you know? But really cool dude. Really cool to meet someone like that and then get my workout done real quick. The manager at the other gym didn't even charge me. He was like, fully understand, get that shit done. I was like, brother, you just saved my life. Sheesh. You know how long it takes to pay for a day pass in half these gyms? They will hold you there for 20 fucking minutes, I swear. Oh, man. But no, back to the normal schedule. Gotta go to work again. I know it's New Year's Eve, and everybody's like, how the fuck are you working on New Year's Eve? But you know what? I'm gonna just enjoy myself. Why get upset about it when I can just go make the most of it? Make it a me kind of night. If I'm on a certain part of our unit, I'm gonna be big chilling. I'm gonna be big chilling, just enjoying life, you know? Shoot the shit with the homies, do my thing, work on some stuff I haven't gotten to in a bit, you know? Make the most of that situation instead of letting the negatives stack up on top of themselves. That's what it's all about. Just gotta care. Just gotta actually care about what you're doing, and I promise you, you will make it at some point. Somebody's gonna sit there and tell you they got the perfect program. Someone's gonna sit there and tell you they got the perfect advice, or they got the perfect group of people for you to work out at. Like, I got a group of people that work out at the shed nearby that have literal international lifters that are crushing world records my age and 100 pounds stronger than I am when it comes to the Olympic lifts. And I still choose to go to my public gym with all my good homies, not because I don't want to learn from better people, or not because I'm egotistical or narcissistic about my own growth. I truly love what I've built for myself in this sport, and I didn't do it to compete. I didn't do it to be one of the best. I didn't do it to, compare and compete with other people. I just did it to compete with myself and make myself grow, and through my own experiences, find a reason to love life even more. Because I promise it might not be as efficient or as fast as the best coach in the world could give it to me. But the training and the accumulation of effort that I've put into up to this point is irreplaceable by anything. And so I'm truly appreciative to the people that I like working out with the most. Even though I don't have any Olympic lifters to lift with at my public gym, the truest of homies I got over there. And I love that. I love having a lot of people around. I love being loved by as many people as possible. It's why I'm social. I mean, shit, look at today. It's day 700 of workouts that I've tracked in the past almost 4 years, or 3.5 years now. 3.5 years I've been tracking these lifts since I graduated high school, and we're already at day 700. Not of total days past, just only the workouts that I showed up at the gym and put the effort into, not counting any rest days, even if they're planned. And time flies. You have no idea what you can accomplish in such a small amount of time. These past 3.5 years are nothing in the grand scheme of what I want to do in my life. Give it another 3 years when we're at day 1400, which is insane to think about. I'll be 24, only 24. That's so young. And I'll be at day near 1500 of lifts I've done since just getting consistent. I've been working out for 7.5 years, but I didn't track the first 3 to 4 years I trained because I was bullshitting and I didn't care about it enough. Man, I love this shit. Just before I go, I know I didn't get to tell you until now, but physically, I gotta give it a solid whopping, not perfect, but I put in good effort, so I'll give it at least a 9.15. It was really, really good, really solid. I just want to really hone in that technique and get it as consistent as I wanted to for what I know I can do, because I know that there's room to grow and I know that I can make it better. So I'm gonna get to that point, especially next week. I'm going to kill it next week. I'll tell you what. Mentally, 9.75 was a great day. It's so weird. I got all this work going on. I had all these things that most people would call stressors trying to take me down. I got to go to work on a New Year's Eve and New Year's tomorrow. And yet I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more in love with the life that I live. And that's just because I give a shit. It's just because I care enough to want to do it that way. And I'm going to keep doing it forever and always. So let me know how y'all's lifts and lives have been going. I love hearing about it. Appreciate y'all hanging out. And I'll be back tomorrow. We have recovery snatches and recovery back squat. Tomorrow will be a full recovery day, which will be nice after this heavy day, honestly. And then we'll get back to heavy bench press the day after. So wish me luck, and I'll be back. Love you guys. Bye.